Hello everyone, welcome to the next video of data structure and algorithm. In this video, we'll discuss one more new concept that is known as the sparse matrix. So what do you mean by sparse matrix? Let us first discuss. So sparse matrix is nothing but it's a two-dimensional matrix where the maximum number of elements are zero and very less non-zero values are present. Okay, so we are just dealing with a matrix which is maybe of 100 cross 100 or 1000 cross 5000. It's a large matrix, two-dimensional matrix where the maximum number of values are zero. That is known as your sparse matrix. Okay, so if maximum number of entries are zero, obviously the matrix contains very few number of non-zero elements. Now, what is the problem with this kind of concept? Let us go through an example. Okay, so this is what we'll discuss the drawback of sparse matrix. So suppose one matrix of 100 cross 100. Now suppose this is one integer matrix. Okay, so 100 cross 100 means total 10,000 number of values can be present. Okay, so out of that 15 spaces are filled with non-zero values, means out of 10,000 only 15 values are there which are non-zero. Okay, now whenever you are allocating memory to 10,000 values of integers, you are allocating 100 cross 100 into 4 because 4 bytes are required to allocate a single block of integer. So total 40,000 bytes of memory are used to allocate the memory to the integer matrix. Okay, but can you guess out of 40,000 bytes? Okay, so extra zero is there. So 40,000 bytes, only 15 into 4, 60 bytes are originally required. Rest all the memory are being wastage. Okay, second thing, if maximum number of entries are zero, then if you are doing any kind of operation, suppose addition operation with any x matrix, then you will obviously get maximum values of x. So that means there is no question of any operation with the sparse matrix because you will get the another matrix. Second thing, suppose you are doing the multiplication. Now, if you are multiplying any matrix with sparse matrix, as maximum number of entries are zero, so maximum number output values will also be zeros because of multiplication. So we are not getting any kind of advantage by taking the help of sparse matrix. One more drawback also we can discuss, that to access only 15 number of values, you have to access all 10,000 values. That means you have to scan or you have to search all 10,000 times every time to access the 15 values. Okay, so this particular slide will discuss all the drawbacks of sparse matrix. As maximum number of values are zero, so unnecessary we are wasting memory because very less values are there which are non-zero, and for them we are not allocating memory, we are allocating memory to the entire matrix. Okay, second, to access only those non-zero values, unnecessary you are traversing the entire matrix all the times. Third, if you are doing any operation with the sparse matrix, either you are getting the result of the sparse matrix or you are getting the result of the another matrix. Okay, so we are facing a lot of difficulty by using the concept of sparse matrix. Clear? But what is the user's requirement? We cannot delete the non-zero values because maximum number of entries is zero. But we can do one thing. We can represent the sparse matrix into some format where only the details of the non-zero values can be present. Okay, and that is known as your triplet representation or three tuple format representation. Okay, so to represent a sparse matrix, we are taking the help of triplet representation or three tuple format representation. So what do you mean by three tuple format representation? Now this is either row major three tuple format representation or column major three tuple format representation. So we'll see the meaning of both the row major and column major representation through an example. Okay, so this is the slide we are discussing about how to convert one sparse matrix into row measure triplet format. Okay. Now see, this is what the sparse matrix, where maximum number of entries are 0 and very less non-zero values are there. But unnecessary, we are wasting the memory. So what you are doing, you are converting the sparse matrix into triplet matrix, which is in the form of row measure 3-tuple format or row measure triplet format. Okay. Now what is that row measure triplet matrix? So as the name suggests that this is triplet because maximum 3 columns are allowed. So in the resultant matrix, you are keeping only 3 columns, one for row, one for column, one for non-zero. Okay. So as it is row measure, so first you are keeping the row value, then you are keeping the column value, then you are keeping the non-zero value. Okay. So the zeroth row of the resultant or triplet matrix will keep the total number of rows of sparse matrix, which is your 5, the total number of column of the sparse matrix, that is 7, and the total number of non-zero values. Okay, how to get the total number of non-zero values? Let us check. We are searching how many, or you are traversing the entire 2D matrix, how many non-zero values are there. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 9 number of non-zero values are present in the sparse matrix. Okay. So the 0th row of triplet matrix we have filled. How? Total number of row of the sparse matrix, that is 5. Total number of column of the sparse matrix, that is 7. And total number of non-zero values present in the sparse matrix, that is 9. Clear? After the completion of the 0th row, let us come to the first row. How to fill the first row? Now, as this is row measure, you have to traverse the matrix in row wise. Clear? So what you are getting in row wise? Now you have to search where the non-zero value is present. Now you are getting here. Clear? Once you will encounter the non-zero value, okay? Once you will encounter the non-zero value, once the non-zero value you will encounter, suppose 3, then you have to check what is the row number. Now row number is here 0 and column number 0, 1, 2. So this is what 0th row and second column. Clear? So once you will encounter the non-zero value, you have to fill the row number of that particular non-zero value, that is 0. What is the column number of the non-zero value? This is 2. And what is the non-zero value itself? This is 3. So you are filling the first row. Okay. You are searching row wise. Whenever you will encounter the first non-zero value, you will keep the row number, the column number, and the value itself. Clear? Once the first row will be over, see, no more non-zero value is there, then we will come to the first row. Clear? Now in the first row, again you have encountered one of the non-zero value. So we'll keep the details. What is the row number? Row number is 1. What is the column number? Column number is 0. And what is the value? Value is 5. Clear? Similarly, you will search one more non-zero value you are getting in the same row. So the row number is 1. Column number, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So column number is 5 and the value itself is 2. Clear? Coming to the next row, you are encountering 7. Row number is 2, column number is 3 and the value is 7. Again, you are getting 1. What is the row number? 2, column number 6 and the value is 1. After that, you are coming to the next row. Clear? Third row. So row number 3, column number 0, value is 6. Then 9, row number is 3, column number is 4 and value is 9. Coming to the last row, row number is 4, column number is 1 and the value itself is 4. After that, you will get row number as 4, column number as 5 and the value itself was 8. Okay, now we have completed the searching of sparse matrix, and finally we have also found the triplet matrix, or this is known as row major triplet matrix, where we are keeping all the details of the non-zero values of the sparse matrix. Okay, where the first row we are keeping the total row, total column, total non-zero values, and then all the details of the non-zero values of the sparse matrix. Clear? So if we'll find the dimension of this row major triplet matrix, then obviously this will be 3 columns. How many rows will be there? Now it depends on the total number of non-zero values. If the total number of non-zero value is 9, so obviously we are having details of 9 values plus 1, which is the common for all, that is the total one. So 9 plus 1, this will be 10. Okay, so just keep in mind that how many rows will be there in the triplet matrix, it depends on the non-zero value, because based on that again you have to write down the program. So whenever you will find the logic, how many rows should be there in the triplet matrix, it depends on the non-zero value plus 1. Okay, so this is how you are representing the row major triplet format of the sparse matrix. Clear? Now coming to the column major triplet representation. So in column major triplet representation, first you will keep the details of column, then you will keep the details of row, and then the non-zero value itself. Okay, now like in the previous one, we are keeping the total row, total column, and total non-zero. Here also we'll keep the same thing, but first we will keep total number of columns, then total number of row, and then total number of non-zero. Procedure is same. Every value you have to search from the sparse matrix, how many number of non-zero values are there, and that value you have to keep under the column of non-zero. Okay, then the procedure starts how we will represent column major triplet format. Okay, so in row major you have traversed row wise, but in column major you have to traverse column wise. Okay, that means first you have to traverse 0th column. Okay, so in 0th column, first you will encounter 5. Clear? So you'll keep the details of 5 first. So what is the column number? 0, row number 1, and the value is 5. Okay, because you are traversing row wise. Then you will encounter 6. Okay, so column number is 0, because you are first dealing with, or you are keeping the details of column value. Then what is the row number? Row number is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 is the row number. So we are keeping 3, and the value itself is 6. After that, once the first column is over, now coming to the second column. Scan the second column, you will get 4. So what is the column number? Column number is 1. Row number is 4, and the value is 4. Once the second column over, now you are coming to the third one. You will keep the details of 3. What is the column number? 0, 1, 2. So 2 is the column number. What is the row number? Row number is 0, and the value is 3. So similarly, every column will search like row major. Okay, and you'll keep the details of all the non-zero values, but you have to represent first the column value, then the row number, then the non-zero value. Okay, and whenever you're finding the cardinality or the dimension of the triplet matrix of column major representation, the same thing will happen here, like your row major, because total 3 columns will be there, column, row, non-zero, and how many number of row will be there, that depends on the total number of non-zero value, that is non-zero plus 1. Okay, so this will save maximum of our time, instead of searching the values number of times unnecessary, or also whenever the memory is allocated unnecessary in sparse matrix, that is going to be saved through the triplet matrix representation. Okay, so through this we have come to know that the drawbacks of sparse matrix, and how the sparse matrix is converted to triplet matrix of 2 types. Either you are converting to row major triplet format, or you are converting to column major triplet format. Okay, so in the, if we'll go to the brief of this triplet representation, so this will only keep the non-zero values along with their row and column index. Okay, that we have done. But the 0th row of the triplet will keep total number of rows, total number of column, and the total number of non-zero values of the sparse matrix. Okay, so by keeping everything in mind, in the next video we'll implement how to convert this sparse matrix into triplet representation. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this.